I am Mountain Mama Minimalist. Please make sure to hit subscribe below. And today we are going to be talking about the certain myths that minimalists tend to encounter, whether that is, through your friends, through your families, or just basic myths that surround minimalism within itself. So the first minimalist myth is that you can only own a certain number of objects. So that may be, you can only own 20 objects, 75 objects, 100 objects. You can only own 10 objects. While that might work for some people, I don't think that could work for the majority of people in general. I have a family. I have, a little boy, a little girl, and a husband. I have 2 cats. We couldn't live with a certain number of items. That's just impractical. And the point of minimalism, or one of the points of minimalism, is practicality. When it comes to owning a certain number of items, you should try and have whatever amount of items works for your family. So if one pair of jeans works for you, then one pair of jeans works for you. Me personally, having 4 different pairs of jeans and a pair of slacks works great for me. Same thing when it comes to dishes. So for a family of 4, we have 6 dishes. So 1 for each of us, and then if we have one of our family friends come over, we have 2 extra dishes. And that works for our family. So I really don't think that you have to have a certain number of things in order to be a minimalist. I think that if you want to use it as a goal, that's perfectly fine for you. But I don't think that it's necessary. And I think that can kind of defeat the point of being a minimalist if you are trying to strive for owning 50 things, but it just doesn't work for you and your lifestyle, then that can demotivate you. So I really, really do think that the right number is whatever number is right for you. It's not a number that is predetermined by somebody else. Another myth is that minimalists wear the same... Are you seriously doing that during this video? Let's not do that. Alright, another minimalist myth is that you have to wear the same thing every day. And I that personally doesn't work for me. It's not going to work for my kids. My kids like to rough and tumble. They will get clothes dirty, and it would be a big pain in my ass to have to wash the clothes every single day. It just doesn't work. So we have clothes that express our personal style, but we don't have an excessive amount of clothes. I don't have to do an excessive amount of laundry. We have the amount of clothes that makes sense for us and makes sense for our family. And they vary a little bit. It's not the same black t-shirt or gray t-shirt and same pair of jeans. I personally make sure that my outfits go together, but I'm not going to the shopping mall and buying this random belt because it looks pretty. No, I meticulously plan my wardrobe to make sure that everything goes together well, and I'm very happy with the way it's turned out, and I've curated it to what I want. And when my children get a little bit older, they can curate theirs to what they want. But no, minimalists don't have to wear the exact same thing every day. Now, if you like to wear 5 gray shirts and your uniform is gray shirts and pants, then if that makes you happy, perfect. It's not going to work for me and my family, and we're okay with that. Another myth is that minimalists don't have any furniture. And as you can see, I'm currently sitting on a bed. And this camera is currently set up on a stool and a chair and a trash can, and obviously a tripod. But we have a couch, we have beds, we have a dining room table, we have furniture. We're not going to be sitting on the floor because that's not comfortable to us. Minimalism needs to fit within your lifestyle. The big thing about minimalism, in my opinion, is what's right for you and what's right for your family. So we have the right amount of furniture for what is right for us, that serves us. When it comes to items that are in your home, items that you spend money on, items that take up space in your mind, in your day, they need to earn their keep. They need to deserve a spot there. Another myth about minimalists is that they are rich or that they can only buy expensive things. And I actually heard the opposite. That another minimalist heard that you can't spend money because it's anti-minimalist. Personally, I think that at least my version of minimalist that my family lives is that we try to spend money purposefully and buy quality items. Now, if you're talking about minimalism being a more privileged mindset, I can agree with you there, because you need to make sure that you have your basic needs met. And if you have your basic needs met, then you do have a form of privilege. But when it comes to spending money in minimalism, I really do think that if you're being frugal, you are making sure that you are balancing the amount of money that you are spending with the quality of items that you are getting. And I think that it is more minimalist and more frugal if you are buying quality items that will last you a long time. So I don't think that you have to be rich to be a minimalist, but I think that being frugal is goes very, very well in hand with being a minimalist. And another minimalist myth that I think finds its way around is that you can't be a minimalist with a family or you can't be a minimalist with a roommate. I think that you can be a minimalist with a family. You can't change your family. So if your husband's not a minimalist, or your wife's not a minimalist, or your roommate's not a minimalist, or your kids are minimalists, you can't change them. You can't make them minimalist. But you can lead by example. So when you declutter the amount of items that are in your house, that are in your life, in your possession, when they see the happiness and the calmness that that brings you, that they're going to want that happiness and they're going to want that calmness. And that's going to inevitably lead them to a more minimalist lifestyle. So I really do think that you can be a minimalist with a family as long as you don't try to change your family to follow a minimalist lifestyle that they're not ready for yet. Now, if they're ready for it and your whole entire family is minimalist, oh, that would be perfect. That would be wonderful. But that's not the reality that a lot of people are dealing with. So I really do think, I think that minimalism is a journey. And if your family is willing to join you on that journey, that is great. But the main thing is to just lead by example. So I hope that kind of diving into these minimalist myths have been helpful for you, making minimalism a little bit less intimidating, because I know that it can be a little intimidating, especially when you take a look at those minimalist houses, or you hear that they can only have a certain number of items. That's not the way that minimalism often works in everyday life, especially with families. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below. And hopefully I'll get to see you next time where we can share a nice cup of coffee and probably another petting session with my cat, talking about minimalism and how to, live a minimalistic lifestyle with a family. I love coffee. Have a good day.